This Tapex kit will be given away to a subscriber of the channel.
Ever we need to replace this unit, it's going to be an absolute nightmare. Severn Trent guys just rung me up. We're going to pop up now and just see what the verdict is. So what do we think then?
Well, what I think is that
Phil from Severn Trent's given the customer the number for the guy that will core a new hole through, put the new blue poly main in, and then connect internally. Then Severn Trent will come out, connect onto that stop tap, and then she will have 16 litres a minute and 2.5, 3 bar of water pressure. Gloves are back on. Let's get the lid off and see what's occurring underneath here. So if you're just having your tea, or you're just eating, or you're a bit squeamish, then look away now, because the lid is off and I'm going to take you in and show you what I think is the issue.
Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody is doing well. I'm going to start off today's intro with some very good news and a massive shout out to Murad. They've come good. I've been saying in a few more videos recently, when I've been doing taps, I was going to get in contact with Murad to see if I can get a Tapex kit, which I've got here, to give away at some point soon in the next few weeks. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, you need to get subscribed now, because this Tapex kit will be given away to a subscriber of the channel. But we'll come back to that. What have we got today? So in today's video, it is part 2, or at least part of today's video is part 2 of the water main issue in Warwick that we was having. Severn Trent came out. I'm filming this Saturday. Severn Trent came out yesterday, Friday, and we've had a bit of a site meeting on what is the issue there. So that's coming in this video. Also, I go back to an old nemesis of mine that featured in a video probably a year or so ago. It's a Saniflow, and it is at the bed and breakfast. So keep watching for that. This Saniflow is the bane of my life, honestly. We need to sort something out with it. And while I'm on the subject, YouTube Live, everyone seemed, or a lot of people seemed keen for me to do a YouTube Live. So I will be doing one, whether I do it on a Sunday night or maybe a Tuesday night or whatever, but I'll give you plenty of notice and I'll do a separate video, a little short video for you to get some comments down, get some questions down, but I will let you know when we do a YouTube Live. And also, before I go, this is going out Sunday at 6 o'clock. If you haven't already, you may catch the tail end of it. Unilite have got a sale with up to 50% off if you use my code MJTIFF at checkout. The sale is 30 to 45% off, but my code will give you another 5% off. Also, whoever buys a product using my code during this sale will be in with a chance of winning a Unilite Lite radio thing. I'll just pick someone at random and send that out to you. So if you haven't dropped onto Unilite to make use of that sale, get on it, because it ends, I think, at midnight tonight when this video goes out. So as for the Murad kit, I will be giving it away in a video to come soon. As soon as I get another set of taps to change, I'm going to do that as a giveaway. So keep watching for that. Right, it's getting hot in this van now because the aircon's off, because it plays havoc with the audio. So let's get on with the video.
There is one job that I, as a rule, will not do, and that is open up Saniflows. As a rule, I just go out and I'll change them and I'll replace them. Not too much of a problem. It's not a nice job. As we all know, they're basically, as I describe them, a NutriBullet for shit. However, this customer, I've been out to this job before. It is for the bed and breakfast in my local hometown of Warwick, and funnily enough, we was here last week doing some taps, which was on, I think, the last video that I put out. So 7 o'clock this morning, my phone's going. It's Stuart. A bit of an emergency, well, quite a lot of an emergency actually. The Saniflow is basically either blocked or there's an issue with it because it's pumping water. It's pumping water down, and it's obviously not going out, and it's coming down the walls inside the building, which is never a nice phone call to get. So I've come straight out to have a look and to see exactly what is going on. So, not that you'll want to see it, but you can see it's dripping down the wall a little bit here. So we're going to go upstairs and take a look, because it is the one that I'll try and find the old video of it. I'll pop it up here. Basically inside here, and when we get the top off, you'll see it's got pipes all round it. And I've always said, if ever we need to replace this unit, it's going to be an absolute nightmare just because of where it's situated. So we will get, I think it's got the water off to it at the moment. We'll get this off, take a look and see what's going on. First things first, whenever you're dealing with anything like this, because I know plenty of people will come at me, get your rubber gloves on, because as soon as you start messing around with human waste, you definitely want to be wearing some gloves. Right, gloves are on, we'll get the lid off, but there's definitely not a very nice smell coming from here. So let's get the lid off and see what's going on.
You have 2 new messages. First new message. Today at 10:32 a.m.
Hello, Mark. Good morning. This is Sean from September. I've been on an appointment this morning. Just to let you know I'm on my way. Thank you.
To return the call at your normal call rate, press hash.
Hello mate, I just had a message from you. Speaking. Yeah, funny enough, I'm literally working just down the road today. The customer's in. If you go to the property, the customer's in, or should be in. They know that you come in. If not, give me a ring because I'm down the road. But yeah, I think it might be as well. But that's it. Yeah. Yeah. Before I even get started on that job, I've just had a phone call from Severn Trent about this main issue in a property on a previous video. Now, ironically, this property, I'm working here at this guest house. The other property is literally just here. So, Severn Trent guys just rung me up. We're going to pop up now and just see what the verdict is. He seems to think it's going to be the main actually going through from the stop tap into the house. But yeah, it is a stone's throw from that property there to that one where I'm working at. But yeah, fair play to Severn Trent, fair play to the guy who's rung me, and we'll pop and have a look. He seems to think it's going to be the galvanised. He said he's worked on these cottages before. I was literally working at Stewart's.
No,
He's just rung me.
He's just come in and he's in the kitchen.
Perfect. How we doing, mate?
Well, the problem is, we can't...
You don't mind me filming, you do, yeah?
No.
Perfect. So, Severn Trent guy's just turned up, and he's umming and sucking in a load of breath, which is never a good thing.
No.
So what do you think then?
Well, what I think is that we need to see what's below that fitting.
Yeah.
Because if it's galvanised iron pipe, the best route to go down is to put a new pipe work in.
Yeah.
Because I think, it's like Mark was saying, he's done the pressure test. You're getting 3 bar pressure and you're getting 1 litre a minute.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I say the restriction's going to be the pipe work.
Yeah.
So I think...
I didn't know whether, like you said, you've had a problem with roots, haven't you? Roots on trees, whether it's crushed pipe
that
or
was in the
whatever.
Looking at the age of this
Yeah.
property,
Yeah.
I would say this is probably galvanised pipe. So the best route you can do, the problem you can do is I can give you a card of a chap who does this type of work moulding and
And
then
he'll
work it
just
that way.
follow.
Send his little
Go that
machine in,
way.
dig along there,
Yeah.
and then out that way.
Yeah.
And then Severn Trent will come and do the connection there, and then you should have.
We got there,
Should be able to water your garden then.
yeah.
So there you go, that's how it falls, working down the road. Severn Trent have been out. So basically what they're saying is, it's galvanised pipe, it's crushed, or it's just rotten away, or it's gone dead thin, and the flow of it, basically it's scrap. So Phil from Severn Trent's given the customer the number for the guy that will core a new hole through, put the new blue poly main in, and then connect internally. Then Severn Trent will come out, connect onto that stop tap, and then she will have 16 litres a minute and 2.5, 3 bar of water pressure. So that's that one ticked off. That's part 2. So there will be a part 3 and probably a part 4. But it's just nice to get the wheels in motion for that one. So now, a little walk down the road. We're back here. So let's go and get the lid off this Saniflow and just see exactly what's happening, finally. Right, so gloves are back on. Let's get the lid off and see what's occurring underneath here. So we'll take the whole of the boxing off. It just gives us a lot more room to have a look and see what's going on, because I can't see anything from the top, but you will see, as I've said with this one before, it's an absolute nightmare with all these pipes on it. And I've said once this needs renewing, then we're going to have to change all this pipe work, but for now it's an absolute pain in the arse to do anything with. But I'm not quite sure what is going on with it, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of investigation. So what I'm going to do with this is, when it's flushed, it's making a bit of a grinding noise. So I've pulled a few spur out over there in the corner, and what I'm going to do is disconnect this off the top. This is the outlet of it, and then what we can do with this is, I did last time, you can just about get the lid off by moving these pipes just out of the way. It's a bit of a fiddle, but that's what we'll do. We'll get the lid off it, uncouple this, get the lid off, and just see if there's anything inside there that is jamming it up to a degree and stopping it from pumping out properly, because it's just making that little bit of a grinding noise that I'm not too keen on. As I say, as a rule, I don't usually take these apart, but for Stuart, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, ain't you? But so yeah, so let's try and get this lid off without disturbing too much of this horrific pipe work. So that's the outlet disconnected, and what we've got is a little clip there, and if I can get my fingers down the back here, I'll just get a screwdriver in a minute and pop the other little clip off there, then hopefully we can get this lid off and see what's going on inside. So if you're just having your tea, or you're just eating, or you're a bit squeamish, then look away now, because the lid is off, and I'm going to take you in and show you what I think is the issue. So if you look just up there, if I can hook it out, easier said than done. That is the issue. Now, we all know, I'm just going to put this down here. I will clean up the floor and everything up afterwards. I should have probably brought a bowl up. I'll flick it over. So that is what you're told to not, clearly on the front of the toilet, do not put anything such as sanitary towels or wet wipes or anything down, because that's what happens when it spins up on that blade. It will spin and it won't chop it up, it will just wrap around the blade, and as you can see down here, I don't know if you can make it out, all wrapped around the actual bottom of the blade here is more string. So I'm going to have to try and cut all that off, because it's just causing that to not spin in the middle and wobble about, and that's what's causing the noise, and that's what was causing it to block up, and that is what is causing the whole issue with that blocking up, overflowing, showing on the ceiling, dripping down the walls downstairs, because somebody doesn't know how to read. And to be fair to Stuart, the owner, anyone that stays in this room with this Saniflow, he always tells them, don't do that, don't do that. But anyway, it's not a nice job, but we'll hook all the rest of this off there, get it cleaned up, and then try and get the lid back on. That's the hardest bit, it's getting the lid back on with all this. So again, I will speak to Stuart about it, and maybe in future if we come out and just take all that pipe work off, he's going to have to make a bit of a bigger box in, but it just helps with issues like this. So let's get this cleaned up and go from there. So that is everything out now. We also got that bit that was wrapped around the blades, so we've got all that out, got that out. Inside the blade, the actual working mechanism of it now is completely clean, so we'll get the lid back on, get it all reconnected back up and give it a test and just make sure it's doing what it needs to do and not making any horrific noises. But it's never ever the nicest job to do. These Saniflows there, few and far between, and I know everyone's going to come in the comments, don't touch them, and as I keep saying, I don't as a rule touch them. If this had been for a random customer who's rung me up, I wouldn't have even entertained it. The fact that it's Stuart and he really does appreciate me sorting this out, so you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, keep your customers happy. Doesn't matter about keeping me happy working with these. But right, all back together. That lid was an absolute nightmare to get back on. I've got to get Stuart to do something with these pipes because it just makes life so much more awkward, and next thing to go will be one of them. But it's all back together. Let's give it a push. There we go, working as it should, sounding a hell of a lot better than when it had all that lot wrapped around it. So yeah, little Saniflow job. That's it, it's all working fine, as it should do. As that's sorted now, we'll put the box in, back on, round it, clean it all up, and then Stuart can get this room ready to be rented out again. And that's the thing with this, it's got to be sorted straight away. I've said before, with this bed and breakfast work, whether it be an issue with the shower or the basin or the toilet or whatever, because this is his form of income, this is his business, he needs someone he can rely on to get out here straight away, get it sorted and get it done, just like we've done with that.